Yo, yo, yo.
Good afternoon, Sergeant Tex, Sergeant Ad, signing on for another another Thursday night. I'm going to do a market scan here. I hope everybody's been well. Getting a little bit of BTC consolidation. We're seeing some of our favorite alts run. Believe it or not, I traded XRP for the first time in a very long time.
Couldn't believe that,
this
man.
week, despite my hate for that coin.
You don't hate
played
it
out very
now.
well.
You don't
Played
hate
out
it
very
now.
well. So a lot of the guys, we were on that trade this week or yesterday. Cut it short early this morning. Seems to be recovering a little bit at the moment, but interesting to see a few coins now running. FET, Theta, Ion, a few guys. And this is why we say to a lot of the guys, wait for confirmation. Do not jump in on alts or anything like that when things are bottoming out or they're dumping. You're better off waiting a couple of candles for confirmation. And now we're reaping the benefits of that. So, ads, I'm not going to ramble on. Let's get straight into the charts. BTC, F, Forex, a couple of alts, and then we will wrap it up. Might have also seen today as well, very exciting announcement. Our friend, student, now become the master, Matt, the FX Bandit, has now joined us inside Discord as our dedicated FX guy. Some of the strategies and the content that he has just been sharing off his own back over the last few months has been really, really impressive. So we're very excited to have you, Matt, if you are watching tonight, my friend. Welcome to the team. So we've got a team of 5 now here at UTG, including Ads and myself with our evil genius, Craig's, doing some things behind the scenes for us that we're really excited to announce in the next week. The next stage and the next step of UTG. Some really great feedback so far from all our Steamroller beta testers.
Yep.
I'm going to read out just before we do jump on, I'm just going to read out a very quick bit of feedback that we got about Steamroller from someone that I'm not going to share publicly who that is. But congratulations to this person. This really warmed our heart. This is exactly why I did this. Ad sent me a huge love heart and a big like excited emoji this morning or yesterday morning at 9:44. And this is someone who's beta testing our Steamroller indicator right now. He said, "Morning ads. I just want to say that the Steamroller is an insane indicator. I've been using it on a small time frame, 5 to 15 minutes, along with Ichimoku and trend lines, and it's helped me to double my investment in just a couple of trades. I'll keep you updated when I play with it on alts also, and the longer time frames too." So that's why we do this. And if you aren't a part of our Steamroller beta tester group, you need to get on and try this. You can see Steamroller on our charts. Everything we do revolves around Steamroller and a few other indicators that we're going to share in the next little bit. But yeah, some amazing feedback. That was a great way to start our day yesterday, Ad.
Absolutely, it was, man. And warms my heart to see Steamroller and a lot of the indicators that we make making a difference. Making a drop in that sea of available stuff that's out there. So yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's kick it off. BTC, interesting little day for BTC. Not much happening, but still important nonetheless.
Absolutely, it has been. What I'm looking for right now with BTC is this play was very interesting, where we had that test of the supply and then a retest of the broken supply that we had, moving up from this level here. But in any case, right now, this level is toast. So we'll get rid of that officially live on YouTube and Facebook. But looking like we're running a little bit out of steam here, bro. To be completely honest with you, we've made a lower high now. We've made, honestly, I wouldn't call that a lower low just yet. But if this price does continue to the downside and break, that 50 and close below, that 50 Fibonacci that I've got drawn in, Ty, it might be game over for this little, parabolic run that we've had. And, fair enough, because we've exploded from, that 9,000 level, that 9,600 level. It's just been absolutely ruthless and unrelenting and unforgiving towards this 11,400 level. So it's going to be an interesting play. And honestly, what I say in the Discord about not trying to pick the top, not trying to pick the reversal is 100% true. I'm not looking to short this market just yet, because honestly, this could be a big old flag here, Ty. We could bounce around and then shoot up to the next one. So I'm not trying to pick any tops right now. But looking at some candle structure at the moment, we are stepping down, and that volume is definitely falling off there, Ty.
Yeah, definitely. And the that 261 extension that I have drawn up, I said to the guys on whatever day it was, Tuesday, I said I've got no more extensions to go on my fib extension that I had drawn up in there from the 9767 level. So 11325 proving to be the top of my fib extension level. And again, as I said on Tuesday, this is starting to go a little bit more towards my theory of this distribution that I'm finding that we may well be in this Wyckoff cycle. We had this accumulation from the start of, or sort of the end of June. We saw this sign of strength at around sort of 9.7. We're seeing a markup phase and then a distribution. Now, just because we are in a distribution phase, that doesn't mean now that we automatically head lower. This is where the FOMO money is buying in, and there's still very much a lot of FOMO buying occurring. We're seeing that still in the market, whether it be on alts, BTC, or otherwise. So there's still a lot of people there that are expecting this to continue moving up. With the distribution phase, of course, we can still have these secondary tests of previous highs. We can still have like within the phase A and phase B, just because we have this selling climax or this buying climax or this selling climax that we see in a distribution sort of phase, it doesn't mean that we're going to have instant automatic reactions to the downside and then it's game over. So we could still range in this area. We could still have little pops to the upside where everyone again is very excited, buying all the excess BTC that the whales have accumulated far lower down before a potential move down. And seeing some things that one of our friends of the show, Bitcoin Jack, was saying on his Twitter this week as well, that he is now approaching the end of his take profit levels. And he said that if he does get to one of his top take profit levels, that's him out of the game. Not necessarily short, but certainly out of all long positions. But keeping in mind, Jack also called from 9.7. He had a top target of 11.5. I think it was, I'm quite sure it was 11.5 or at least 10.5 a couple of weeks ago. And the title of the Twitter caption was, "You probably think that I'm joking." Everyone mocked him, and sure enough, here we are. So, I'm still not seeing $20,000 moves. I've still got a couple of levels up at around the 11.7 mark, which I think might still be in play. And according to my Garn sort of, not something that I share publicly that I spoke about on Tuesday, early August is still going to be a significant date for me. In particular, the 4th of August, a day or so either side of that. I'm not saying which direction I feel that's going to be, but certainly it would fall into a distribution theory. So don't go FOMO buying, don't go FOMO selling. Wait till the market opportunity presents and go with what the market tells you.
Absolutely, well said, bro. Well said. I don't have any more to add to that, and we'll move on now to ETH, I think.
Yes.
Okay. With Ethereum, it's very interesting indeed, and we did point this out, in the Discord and I think Tuesday night as well. Yeah, I think we did. It was there on Tuesday night too. Is this big candle right here? And why that is interesting, and I did mention this on Tuesday as well, I believe, is that it has broken through that level, that short-term level of demand there, and subsequently we haven't made any higher highs yet either. So this could be leading the pack in the sense where we could see some sort of 283.75 a retrace on Ethereum, and I did say this on Tuesday as well. I remember this perfectly with the 38.2, 283.75 does ring a bell, and I encourage you to go watch that video if you haven't. But Ty, honestly, looking in the same sort of direction here with ETH, at least back here at the 306 level where we see our level of demand here, but not looking good for this level considering this candle has taken place. So that's my thoughts on Ethereum right now.
Yes, that echoes my sentiment as well. I'm not in any short or long positions. I'm still just holding a bit of BTC, and that's it. One thing that I'm seeing on Ethereum, at least on the 4-hour on the Bitfinex chart, where there's sort of the point of control that we have is kind of sitting around this area at the moment. We've made this lower high here as well. One thing that I'm paying attention to a little bit is that our Bollinger Bands on the 4-hour at least are tightening up. But what we also have for you itchy lovers is a pretty prominent seed clamp that takes us all the way back down to 283.99, which lines up very well with Ads's level of demand that he has here. So if we were to break in close above let's say 330, my sort of top area of interest is around 357 or 355, and then if we continue breaking down 301 is where I'm looking at considerations. 290 and then down to sort of as low as 281.40 is where some of my my levels sit. So Ethereum, again, I think is sort of giving us early signals as to where maybe BTC might be going. So it's interesting how we talk about this. The roles tend to reverse every so often. I think Ethereum will give you lower time frame signals. Let's call it that. On the 4 hour, it will sometimes lead BTC, whereas on the higher time frames, it seems like BTC is the one that commands the most attention in terms of overall outlook. So that's how I'm sort of interchanging the way in which I look at Ethereum and BTC. I think Ethereum right now is kind of leading the pack a little bit in terms of giving you the signal as to which way BTC might go.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Lining up with my thoughts nicely there, broski.
Yes, and while this is happening, the USD pairs are having a little bit of fun. We spoke about that on Tuesday night.
Absolutely.
XTZ we've been looking at, Link we've been looking at, XRP as well. I'll go over a couple of those in a moment, but I think as we should get into the FX and have a look at this DXY gold and silver.
Did you want to have a look at XRP, bro?
Yeah, right. Go on then. Let's look at XRP just because it's I've enjoyed it this week.
XRP USD not painting the same picture, unfortunately, for you guys looking for confluence alongside those USD pairs. Has been teetering around this level of supply, which has been moved through right now and is continuing to move through now at the 24-cent level. If this does continue, for all you guys trading XRP, if you are, it has had a decent run, and it has exceeded my expectation when it comes to this level at the 24-cent mark. If we do get a break and close and close above this level, then honestly 27 cents is on the cards. But unfortunately for this, it is running a little bit high on these indicators, so we'll have to wait and see if that break and close happens. That's what I'm looking for in particular for this level of supply here. Tie.
Yeah, totally, man. And look at the accuracy of Steamroller. We've highlighted that inside Discord today as well. Steamroller, since really forever, but since the start of the year, since the 9th of, actually even going back and back testing that further, since December 2019, has given us 95% accurate indications of overbought or oversold conditions. So one thing that I do like is that we have broken above and retested a little trend line that I have, or diagonal that I have here, but this 24.74 mark is really the resistance right now for me. And then if we do continue and close above this level here, then yeah, the high 27s is where I'm looking. One thing I do like for XRP on the daily is that looking at it from an Ichimoku standpoint, we do have cloud Chiku break as well. We are ranging on top of the cloud. But I've learnt my lesson more times than not after backtesting XRP. When Steamroller tells you something on this pair, you listen. And here we are again, very, very close to quite an aggressive oversold signal there. So I'm going to trade this as it comes. I do think the pin bar that we're experiencing now is not necessarily one that I'm paying attention to. I'm really more interested in looking at these resistance levels that are tying up with Steamroller, telling us that, hey, this is maybe something to be paying attention to if you are in a long.
Absolutely.
Full admission, I was stopped out this morning, so I'm not back in XRP.
No, I wouldn't be right now. Okay, DXY, my friend.
Let's do it.
So, obviously, Forex is regulated market. Nothing we say here is financial.
Yes. Anything that we share inside this channel is educational only. Nothing we say should ever be taken as financial advice.
Absolutely. Okay, moving on with the DXY and an interesting play over the last couple of days with this. We did have somewhat of a front run or a bounce off this level of demand, and we did fall short of that first fib target, which is that negative 27 extension from all the way back up here. So that was interesting. We did fall short, and then coming back and retesting this level of demand again and pushing through it. If you can see that there on the chart, pushing through it very, very, very subtly there on that last week. An interesting spot for the DXY because the trend is very much to the downside. Obviously, this market is slipping very hard. Okay, but in any case, it does need some sort of relief, especially on the 4-hour time frame. If you ask me, the first place I'd be looking for would be this very minor, and I do say minor level of supply. Okay, which would be that 93.84 mark. So that's the first level of interest for our DXY in terms of whether or not it's going to make or break, or even give us some form of relief rally back towards this area here, where it could get rejected once more and then continue its trend to the downside. Let me just draw that in for you guys right there. So yeah, these are the levels that I'm looking for right now for the DXY. And it needs some momentum. It needs some investment for this to happen. So don't expect it, honestly, though. Don't expect this to rally back up to the upside. It has been slipping quite harshly for a long time now, especially on this 4-hour time frame. And the other pairs are doing quite well because of this. But yeah, I wouldn't be expecting a relief just yet. You could have some sort of formations like this occur, where we did have a quiet, I would say, move to the upside just briefly before a move down. So what we're looking for with this is we need to make some form of new structure to the left hand side. We need to break this level, especially this level of supply, before we decide to move up to that 94.5 94.6 mark up there for another retest of that supply, and our Fibonacci level, which is the 00 where we did draw it initially. So keeping an eye on that one, but honestly, it is a down bias, and we are expecting more downside moves to come, should I say, because of the economic impact of what's going on at the moment.
Excellent.
Moving
Gold.
on. Gold. You want to have a look at gold. Gold on the daily is what I usually look at. I did mention that earlier, but in the same sort of position that we're in on Tuesday night, okay, where we are looking at the top-ish for gold there at 1983 and 36 cents, and that lines up nicely with our trend-based fibs that we drew also on Tuesday from our swing low, swing high, and then obviously the pullback before the move to the upside. And honestly, nothing has changed at the moment. It is still very, very stretched. If I had to say something about gold, very, very stretched in terms of our indicators, obviously, with the CCI, especially our steamroller indicator, which is screaming that we're very stretched and very exhausted on this move to the upside, and especially RSI, which we all know is the staple for these moving oscillators. In terms of overbought and oversold. But I'm probably more expecting something like this to occur, or even something like this to occur, where we'll retest either one of these two Fibonacci levels in the short term, so probably in the next couple of days. But there's nothing stopping this from moving up. There's nothing stopping this from exploding again and then going for that $2,075 mark up there, where we see our 1272 fib extension, or the next fib level on our trend. But it's all pending the DXY moves tight. Honestly, it's all make or break with the US dollar. If the US dollar does break down again, and we see more selling pressure on that, then we can obviously expect gold and a lot of the other major pairs that are hedged against it to continue their moves, to continue their parabolic moves to the upside. It's just honestly one for the other.
Yeah, and silver.
Silver is in a very different position over the last week or so, and I will zoom into the 4-hour chart to give you guys more of a look. So I initially drew my fibs from the bottom of the swing to this area, because I was looking at this move in particular, but I ended up leaving the fibs in like we usually do to see these extensions play out. Not the 0, but obviously the 27 and 61. They've played out very nicely so far. Where we did have a rejection on that 6-1, come back, retest that level of demand there that we drew in just prior to this move happening. So a decent opportunities on silver for short-term trades, I guess. But honestly, we are teetering back around this 0, back around this top, this level of support, if you would say it that way. But it is satisfying these indicators like gold usually needs to do on the daily, where it needs to cool off and sort of gear up for more volume to come in and push it higher if we do get that downside break on the DXY. So obviously pending that, if you are watching Forex at the moment. You are watching gold, silver, euro, AUD, everything like that. You need to be watching the DXY. That's where you need to be charting up first before you look at anything else.
Totally.
But we'll keep it nice and snappy on that market updates. That's me covered. That's everything I wanted to cover in terms of regulated stuff. And I'll hand it over to you, Ty, for the remainder of the update.
Yes, sir.
Perfect.
All right.
Give us 1 sec to bring up Ty's stream here. Oops, there we go. Go for it, bro.
Cool. Can you see me?
Can you
see my screen?
I can see everything. We can all see everything you're looking at.
Perfecto. So the letter of the day, the Sesame Street letter of the day is W. We are seeing a lot of little temporary W bottoms. I'll give you an example. Algo being one of them. We're seeing my favorite shape. And a lot of coins are showing this pattern right now. So I'm not going to go through a ton of them. Have a look at the ones that you feel that might be ready to have a little bit of a break. ADA has retested this zone that I've had drawn in since early July, or probably even sooner than that. Yeah, I think early July. Testing that little level there, that 1250 level. Ion. We're seeing a little bit of an upward trend now. Looking at Steamroller has been giving us these beautiful little these little oversold conditions. What I would say though is I would be cautious of things that are coming back towards their previous little bounce bottoms. But you can see how this formation is being respected across a lot of different alts right now. I'll have a quick look. FET. This is one that Fergs has been touting inside Discord for the last couple of days. He said, watch FET, watch FET, watch FET. It's had a brilliant little move to the upside. So I'm looking at 748 as the next little level for FET. One thing that I do like is it has closed above this previous little bit of resistance, now turned support. So it's got a little bit of open air there, but you can see it around close to where we are now, but I'm looking again around that 744 level. But ultimately, it's looking quite good. Remember to go to your TradingView Binance scanner to get a little bit more information on that. We'll have a look at just a couple of USD pairs. One of my USDT bangers. Link has been another interesting one that has been inside this channel for the last little bit. What I am waiting for on this, I think we might be close to getting it. Oh, not Gravy Train, sorry. Link has seen a pretty consistent amount of volume coming into it, despite everything that's been happening. It hasn't been too reactive to what BTC is doing. Yes, of course, it had a little bit of a move down and it held that previous resistance quite well, where I did get a little pickup off that, but it's been ranging in this channel for the last little bit. What I'm waiting for, and I said this on Tuesdays for the breakout traders here, is to see what happens around this level if we can kind of break that 730 mark. Link has a really great support network behind it. A lot of people want to trade it for whatever reason, but inside this little channel has been quite nice. So I'm not saying that we're going to get it. What I'm saying is that this channel is notable. So definitely continue to watch that if we do get the break from there. Tezos is kind of in a similar boat as well. I'm waiting for a potential break on that. That could see a few dollars represented there if you were to get in on that one. Has respected this sort of 276 level quite well, and this overall fib level that I have drawn at 273. Steamroller is closely giving us an indication that we might be headed up. Some of our other indicators are starting to tell us, at least on the 4 hour, that we might be able to pay a little bit of attention to this. XRP, again, I'll just share this with you very quickly. This was the line that I had drawn in from up higher, and then we have closed and broken above that. But as I said beforehand, and as ads did as well, this oversold, overbought conditions are being respected really well on Steamroller, and we can already see now on the 4 hour how well these levels are being respected. Rejected again off the 24-cent mark there. I want to see it hold confidently in the next day or two above this 23-cent mark, and if not, then we could be headed back down from that. Bitcoin Cash is another one that I've been watching on the daily. I really want to see it hold and close these next couple of days as well. Ultimately above 270.68 because I'll be actively trading this one. There's a lot of hype around Bitcoin Cash at the moment. Giving us a little bit more of an indication there. We can sort of see the resistance point at around 314. But looking left, we've got a little bit of clear air there. So everything's taking a little bit of a breather. This doesn't mean that these USDT pairs are shot. They've all had really good runs. So just pay attention to the fact that while there might not be as much as you want from it, if you got on late, there is still some potential moves pending they hold these areas. Last one I'm going to share with you, ETCUSD. Again, similar boat to XRP, similar structure as well. We've held above this diagonal, and you can see on the daily a lot of coins are in this little triangle sort of formation that I just shared with you a moment ago. So looking for breaks on a number of these, but ETC, I really want to see it hold it, but even on the daily, you can see how well Steamroll has been respected, and that this 823 is going to act as the next little bit of resistance if we can close and break above 747. Again, a little bit of clear air if we can break that. But typically the weekends lead to lower trading volume. The last couple of weekends have seen some pretty crazy price action occur on the weekends, so do pay attention to that. And lastly, the one I was looking at was one USDT. Nope. XMR, very similar boat, again, holding above this diagonal, very ETC, BCH, and XRP like, although we are getting some oversold signals now on Steamroller. But if we can close and break above this $81 mark, we've been within this range a couple of times. There'd be some resistance along the way at around $89, but $97 could be a potential area of interest, on $95 on Monero XMR USDT. So that's it for me. I'm not going to dive into a ton of them because we share this every single day inside Discord, but W's are the formations that you need to be looking out for at the moment. Trade them with caution.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you all for joining us.
Thank you all very much. UnityTradingGroup.com, Facebook, and the socials if you want to learn more. We've got a ton of great guides up on the site at the moment. And stay tuned in the next week. A very, very big announcement from Team UTG coming your way. Excited to share that. In the meantime, stay safe, especially fellow Victorians, thinking about everyone out there. And we'll see you on Tuesday next week.
Absolutely, you will. Catch you guys. Thank you for joining us.
Bye-bye.